What's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with yours truly, of course, Makaveli. Hope you all are having a great day today. So today we are back with another current hassle video for you guys. This one is going to be a very long one, guys, because a lot has happened since the last current household video. So I got a lot to explain. So get your juice, get your tea, get something to sip, because it's going to be a long video. So let's just get straight into it. So as you can see, which I pretty much can't tell yet, but we have moved. Well, I've moved with some of my Sims, and we've moved into this apartment. I did a speed build on this apartment. It's called the New York style, the college New York style apartment. I don't even know, something like that. It's a newer. Actually, when you I'm filming this on August the 1st, but most likely when you guys are watching this, will be like August the 6th or 5th or so. But yeah, it's one of my college speed builds. I've done a lot lately because it's college season. Yeah, they moved into this apartment, and you see there's 2 beds because only 2 people have moved in here, and those 2 people are they are standing up perfectly right now. That's crazy. We have Miss Dawn, and then we have the kind of heir, kind of not heir, because I'm kind of playing with Dawn more, even though she's not really related to like my Phillips family legacy, but I'm still playing with her the most because her story's the most interesting. But of course I had to add in an heir, so we got Natalie here too. But I do enjoy playing with Natalie though. So we're playing with those 2, and then we got Miss Kai in the back. And I don't know, so this is not starting up the right way I wanted it to, but hey, we're gonna keep on going with it. I suck at current households, but we're gonna keep it going. So first of all, we're gonna start off with Natalie, I guess. Nothing has really changed for her. This wise, everything's still pretty much the same. Yeah, nothing really changed for her when it comes to traits and all that, and aspirations. Everything's still the same. And then for Dawn, same thing. I have to fix this. I actually had to end up aging her down into I had to age her up to a young adult, then age her back down. I'll tell you about that in a second. It'll make sense in a second. So I have to redo this. She pretty much had all full, like everything was full pretty much. So I'm going to do that before she ages up. But yeah, other than that, everything's still the same. So let me just get straight into the update without any further ado. So first thing we're going to start off with is Natalie, because she has like the easiest, simplest like story so far that's been going on with her. It's been really chill playing with her because there's been so much drama surrounding these 2 women that I just needed a little less with someone else. Like it got to the point where I had to like stop playing this household for about a day because there's just too much going on. Like it made my head hurt. So but I loved it. So here is Natalie. She is my phone, but she is a teenager. She'll be aging up in about 28 days. So in the last part, in the last current household update, I talked about how she was not dating, but she was kind of being very romantic with this girl named Ayla. People have been telling her pronouncing her name wrong, but I'm gonna call her A because I suck at pronunciations. She's been like seeing A for a little bit. Their relationship was pretty good. They were happy, but then of course they said in the last part she was Natalie was in grade 9 while A was in grade 12, so their age difference was pretty deep. And so when A graduated, she's now in, she went back to college. No, she went back to college. She went to college, and then she went to grade 10. And so when A went to college, she kind of broke off from Natalie, you know, leaving Natalie in the dust. She kind of hanged out with other people, and now A kind of moved on, and so she kind of forgot about Natalie. You could say it kind of hurt her, but Natalie ended up moving on. And how it even happened was one night she went out with her brother Jimin. He's not the best character, but we'll talk about it in a second. She went out with her brother Jimin one night just for like a college party, not college party, but a high school party, because she needed to get her mind off of A. And then she actually ran into this dude, Georgie. I feel like I'm saying his name wrong. But she ran into him, and we're gonna call him Jay. Ran into Jay at the club. And fun fact, I didn't even like do this, guys. Honestly, I went to the club and everything was good. I was mostly playing with Jimin at the time, and when I came back, Natalie and him were like flirting. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go with it. And then here they are a few weeks later, and they're still not dating. They're neighbors, but they're not dating because I don't know. She's trying to take it slow because with A, she went like straight in for the kill. but she really wants to take it slow with Jay. You know, she wants to really feel her feelings. She doesn't want to get hurt again. So that's where they're at right now. But she does enjoy him though. She enjoys his company. But that's pretty much what's going on with Natalie right now. Nothing too in depth. Like I said, I haven't really been focusing on her story and her background, but she has been into painting. She does she has a pretty high painting skill, or did she just start it? I think she just started the painting skill actually. I don't, yeah, here it is. She's level 3, but yeah, she really does enjoy painting. Painting's like one of her ways of getting out her emotions, so that's what she's been doing lately. And it's kind of been helping to pay the bills because they are both teenagers living in this apartment. And I know you're wondering, why did they move, and where the heck is Kai and her parents? Well, a lot has happened. So now moving on to Kai, because she's like the easiest to like direct to. So we're gonna go to family tree because it's easier. So now let's go to Kai. This is Kai. So Kai married Duncan. So they were married. Very much married, and they were in love. And so this is where the story gets pretty tricky. So in the last part, they were married, all was good, all was happy, but recently their marriage has been, like, you could say, falling apart. They haven't been as lovey-dovey as they used to be, and Kai have noticed that Duncan has been like drifting apart, like drifting away from her, and she has tried many times to like, hey, let's go, let's do something, but he's never really focused on that. He's more focused on work and making money, but they have a lot of money, and she kind of wanted him to focus on them as a family, so it kind of broke, you could say, broke them apart, and it became a lot for her and a lot for him. And then also with that, Duncan actually started cheating. If you guys don't remember, before they even got together, Duncan was pretty much sleeping with pretty much every married woman in his block, literally sleeping with all of them. And so he kind of went back to his ways. Well, he never went back to his ways. He went back to one of the ladies, and that lady was hold on, Duncan. Yeah, you guys see that? Okay, explain that in a second. Duncan, Kate. She went back to this girl. Her name is Sherry. Okay, her name is Sherry. So, fun fact, I don't think you even know about the whole situation between Kai and Duncan and Sherry. So, this is what happened. So, like I said before, Duncan was sleeping with a lot of married women, and one of them was Sherry. Sherry was married to this dude named Marcelo. They've been married for years, though, but I don't know why she started cheating on him, but she started cheating on Marcelo with Duncan. And at the time Duncan was kind of seeing Sherry, but it kind of started off that. First, it started off with one day he went to a bar, and then he ran into a girl, a bartender, which was Kai, and he was automatically attracted to her, but Kai was playing hard to get, and he had no time for that. But then Sherry, same day, was very, like, you know, very up to him. Like, she came up to him and started flirting with him, and so he kind of went off her vibe, and then they started being like a little thing. Even though when he found out that she was married, he still continued until one day she got pregnant with Samara over here, and they had a daughter. Well, she got pregnant, so what happened was Sherry told Duncan that she was pregnant, and they decided to come up the decision that they were going to start a family together, because you know what, he was a single father of 3 at the time, so he wanted to make a family, and he did like her. So he didn't love her, because at that time he was more into Kai, but he told Kai that, you know, listen, it's okay, I'm sorry, but I can't be with you because I kind of want to make it work with her because she's having my baby. So anyways, the day comes where Duncan goes to Sherry to tell her husband that they're being together, they're sleeping together, and that they want to be together, and that those who are getting divorced. So the day comes, and then at the meeting, it kind of didn't go as planned, because Sherry brought in another dude who she's been sleeping with behind Duncan's back. So she was sleeping with 3 dudes. All to like, okay, anyways, she's a player. So anyways, that happened till Duncan got pissed, and then Duncan called it off with Sherry and went to Kai, and then they got together and they got married and they fell in love, and it worked out. But like I said before, Kai was married to another dude at the time, so they couldn't get together, so she had to get divorced. But anyways, all that worked out, and then they ended up getting together. They had 2 kids, which you know is Matteo and Peppino, and they lived a good life until recently he's been acting out, and he's been getting back with Sherry, and has been thinking about starting anew with her, and even to the point where Sherry kind of thinks that too, so she kind of broke it off with her husband and kind of divorced him. So that happened, and the thing is, Duncan didn't even get to tell Duncan didn't even get to tell Kai that they're ending it and that he's moving on. It was it was a spiral. So this is what really happened. So this is how like the whole divorce happened. Like I said, guys, it's a long story. So pretty much what happened was one day Duncan took Peppino and Matteo to the park. All was good until he saw Sherry, and so he left the kids at the park to play, and he went over to Sherry. And so at that time, Peppino was looking for his dad to to play with them, and so he went over looking for them. And then once he saw his dad, he found his dad behind one of the buildings kissing Sherry. And so Peppino's a smart dude. He's a smart child. He's one of those kids that may look 12 but has the mindset of a 17-year-old. He can analyze anything, and he knows from the good from the bad. And so he knew that his dad should not be kissing another woman. So of course he knew that he had to tell his mother. So when he went home, he kind of told his mom what happened, and that kind of started the whole argument and the divorcing. And so right now they're going through kind of like a divorce settlement / custody battle, because Duncan's trying to fight for all his kids. And the thing is, I don't even think Duncan even wants the kids anymore, because literally once, as before, like I told you guys, he was a really good father when the kids were like kids. But now that they're teenagers, he's kind of like forgotten about them, and he's more been working all the time. He hasn't really did anything. Like before, he used to do like family activities, family nights, movie nights, since he was like the main parent. But now that Kai's there, he kind of left all the burden on Kai's shoulders and making Kai take care of the kids. Like Kai has a better relationship with Dawn, his own daughter, his own blood, than Kai has a better relationship with Dawn than Dawn has with Duncan, honestly. And so right now I think that he's like fighting for the kids out of spite, just to spite her for leaving and taking the kids away from him. So they're going through a big divorce settlement. And also with that, the two brothers are not talking to each other because Matteo is kind of pissed off at Peppino and kind of blaming the whole divorce on him. And so right now, Peppino is living with his mother and Matteo is living with his father. So there's a lot of issues going on with them. So like Peppino right now is going through a lot of depression. Like he's going through some inner depression. Like he's 12. He's going through a lot of emotional control. He's in middle school right now. It's hard for him to make friends, hard for him to open up, especially now that he's in the same school as Matteo. And Matteo is like one of the popular kids, one of the snobby popular kids, and he's kind of, you could say, like looking down. Like Matteo's, you could say, is in grade 8, while Peppino's in grade 6, and so something like that. You could say grade 6, grade 7, and so Matteo's kind of like the not big man on campus, but like he hangs out with the cool kids, and so he's kind of telling everyone to like look down on Peppino and leave Peppino alone. So Peppino has kind of no friends. He's kind of a loner right now, and it's hard for him because he's trying to put up a big charade to like make his mom feel better, because his mom going through a lot of stress right now with the divorce. And the thing is, she never really worked that much. She was a gamer, but she kind of put gaming aside to take care of the kids. So she kind of has to build from the bottom up right now. And so Peppino's trying to be very helpful, trying to work around the house, trying to help her out. Even though he's going through a lot of emotional control, he's kind of keeping it to himself. So it's kind of hard for him in that type of situation. And then Matteo's going through a lot of anger right now. He has a lot of anger towards his mom for leaving, towards his brother for kind of breaking up their marriage, and towards his dad for even causing the whole for not being faithful to his mother. Like he's going through a lot of anger, so he's been like lashing out. His empathy's extremely low. It's just chaos. Very much colossal chaos. So that's pretty much what's going on with them. Okay, now moving on. So while this was going on with them, a big amount of drama, which was the main drama, is going on between John and Jimin. So as you guys know, Don and Jimin were dating at one point. I say at one point because they're not anymore, sadly. But they were dating. They were happy. They were in love. They were young love. They were like meant to be. They were so happy until one day Dawn got pregnant. Literally, she got pregnant, and it scared her because when she found out, she was in denial, you could say. She didn't believe she was pregnant, so she kind of shoved it off, like maybe it's like wrong, I have to wait for my period. She was fretting because she knows that this would change everything, but she still wanted to believe that even with this child, she would still be happy with Jimin, and she kind of hoped for it. So she went through a few months not telling anyone and trying to keep this pregnancy to herself, until one day she started to throw up and she started to get sicker, and then she started making up excuses, and then Natalie kind of caught on, and so Natalie asked and asked and asked until Dawn kind of told her. And Dawn doesn't really tell a lot of people stuff. Like I said, she's like a very tight-knit person. She'll speak her opinions, but she won't speak her social life or her personal life. She'll keep that to herself. And so for her to share, it kind of meant a lot to her. So she only told five to four people about this whole situation that she's in, not including her dad. She did not tell her dad because she doesn't trust her dad. So anyways, so she kind of told Natalie, and then Natalie kind of, tried to ease her way for her to tell Kai. And so they worked out not a deal, but they worked out like a situation where she would go and get the baby. Get an abortion, you could say. She's going to get an abortion pretty much. And so, but she had to tell Jimin first. And so when she told Jimin was kind of like, he was happy, like he looked like his persona looked happy for the baby. But then when she said that she was gonna abort the child, his face looks so relieved. And she knows that it's not his fault. No one's like ready to be a teenage parent, but of course she also was like wishing for him to be like a little disappointed that she had that decision. And she kind of to herself like wanted him to be like, no, let's raise this child together, let's do this together. But she didn't get that, so it was kind of like a disappointing moment for her. But one day, like when she was about to get the abortion, you can say, she literally sat in her room and thought about what would happen, because in her mom's situation, you guys don't know this, her mom was actually given the choice to abort Dawn or have Dawn, because her mom actually was very sick having Dawn, and that having Dawn could have killed her, and it did kill her. But her mom pulled through, and her mom had Dawn, but sadly passed away from Dawn. So she realized that her mom was calling, gave up everything for her, and that was what the mother can do. And she kind of felt that motherly instinct in her activated, and so she decided that she wanted to keep the baby. So she came with a plan, which was not tell anyone. She only told like two friends, which was three people. She told Natalie, she told Aisha, and she told this other girl name, I can't remember, but I'll talk about her in a second because she's a big part of this. She told a few people about the plan so they can help her execute it. And so she went to live with her step aunt, you can say, because she's going to be the great aunt of this child, because it's Jimin's aunt. So she went to her house, and then she gave birth there and had the baby there. But of course, since she was 17, she couldn't legally take care of the baby yet. She couldn't legally take care of, provide for the baby yet, so she had to wait till she was 18. So what she did was she left the baby in their care for now, and then she would go over like every day after school and take care of the baby and like do that, just leave the baby there, because she wasn't ready to bring the baby home and hear all that from her father and go through all that alone and like see what Jimin would say, knowing that she had the baby. So she kind of stayed there, took care of the baby, you could kind of say. And while that was happening with her predicament with the child, Jimin was over doing something else. So pretty much what happened with then, sorry guys, like I said, this is a lot. What happened then, so the second person, like the third person, I guess, or the fourth person that knew about the whole thing going on was Claire. Claire was also a very good friend of Dawn. When Dawn needed a friend, Claire was there. Fun fact, Dawn actually gave Claire a makeover, gave her some of her old clothes, not old clothes, but gave her some, like bought her some clothes, went shopping. Like they were really good friends. And so everything that Dawn knew, Claire knew. Like it was the trio, pretty much the trio, like, well, 4-0 because she kind of trusts Natalie too, but like as like non-related, it was the trio, you could say. And so what happened was when all this was going on with Dawn, a bunch of stuff was going on with Jimin, because Jimin and Dawn were always attached by the hip. You could say like they weren't attached by the hip, but in school people could like see that there was something going on between them more than seeing siblings. But no one knew that they were not like blood related. Like they're not blood related. No one knew that. People thought that they were blood related. So when stories around school caught on that Jimin was dating his sister, he started getting, like you could say, shunned in school. People started making fun of him. And back then, when all that like happened to him, when he got teased back then, he kind of would like vent to Dawn about it, and like he'll kind of find comfort in Dawn. And so since Dawn wasn't there and he didn't really want to talk to her because she was kind of like so-called the cause of the whole issue, he kind of started drifting away from her. He stopped talking to her, and so but he needed someone to vent with. And the thing is, Dawn knew that Claire had a crush on Jimin at the time. So she knew that Claire liked him, but she knew that Jimin would respect the boundaries that they have, and that Jimin would like let her down and tell her that he's with someone else, or say something that's to like not keep it going. But that didn't happen because, like I said before, Jimin was going through a hard time and he needed something to vent to, and Jimin was at one of his weakest points. And of course, since Claire had a crush on him, she kind of pounced on that. She kind of used that to his advantage. She used his weakness to gain her upper advantage, to take him away, or you can say like sweep Don's spot. So she became that. She became Jimin's ear, and she would come over to his house and talk to him and make sure everything's okay. And then when once he was at his lowest point, she kind of swooped in and made it official. And then she started, comforting him with her body. Honestly, they started like being, friends with benefits type of thing. It started off with that. Whenever he was feeling down and he needed someone close to him, she would come over. It was that type of thing. Like he wasn't using her romantically, he was using her emotionally, you could say, until one point everyone just thought that Jimin was dating Clara, and it kind of stopped the, you could say, bullying, and kind of stopped the rumors. So he kind of just made it official with her and saying, hey, let's be boyfriend or girlfriend. And she said yes, knowing that she knew. Well, she didn't really like know, but she had like, Dawn kind of made pointers out that she and Jimin were more like, she knew that Dawn and Jimin were not blood related, and she kind of knew that Dawn and Jimin had something going on, but she still kind of took that step with him. So they started dating. And so when she got back from her step aunt's house, because of course she had to go back to her normal life, at least to finish the last year of high school, Dawn kind of found out that these two were like sleeping behind her back, and so it kind of broke her a little bit. It really made her spiral out of control, and so she was really pissed off at Jimin. Jimin still to this day, I don't think he even knows that he has a child. She was gonna tell him, she was gonna full out tell him that you're a father, but then she's like, you know what? She just hasn't fessed up to him yet. But anyway, she went out like batshit crazy on these two. She literally fought Clara, and then Jimin. They broke up, and they're like, it's just not good between them. They were so close, but now she hates him. Like she it's not even that, it's just that he broke her trust, you could say. She has a thin line between trusting someone with a lot of stuff, and he kind of broke that for her. So she went through a hard time, to the point where she kind of like stopped going to school for a little bit. And then because she kind of like outed these two and kind of pissed off Clara, the other day, a few days ago, this is why she moved out to the apartment. She couldn't like be in the house with him anymore, because she would be there. She just needed to leave. And so pretty much what happened is, this is where it gets really bad. So pretty much what happened was, one day she was coming from school, and then her aunt called her, which was, let's see if we got her, Vivian, or her aunt, but her step aunt called her and said that, Autumn is gone. And this is Autumn. Funny fact, I named them both Autumn. She needs to have her name switched, but this is actually the real Autumn. But anyways, Autumn, which is her daughter, was taken from Vivian. And you guys don't know, Vivian is the aunt that is taking care of Autumn until she becomes 18. And so what happened was, someone called the officers and told the officers, or the police, that a baby is being held at this apartment under the will of someone that's not registered under the baby's name, and that it doesn't belong to the parents. And so what happened was, they went to the house and they found Autumn, and then they did the research, and they found Autumn was not registered under any of the people's name there, the parents, and they found out the parent was not there in the moment. And so they took Autumn away into foster care. So right now Autumn is kind of, you can say, missing. She's in foster care somewhere, but Dawn doesn't know where. So once Dawn got the call and found out that Autumn was like gone, it kind of broke her. She used to be an A student, now she's a B student. She hasn't went to school. She's been out looking for Autumn. And then recently she just got in touch with one of the officers that was on call. And I don't know, a really nice officer, is because you guys don't know this. This is a long story, isn't it? But Autumn's grandmother's sister, which is Victoria, her husband is an officer, and so he's like one of the head chiefs. And so he kind of got the scoop and got some details on where Autumn was, and so they kind of told her, so they know. Now she knows who Autumn is with and who has Autumn, and she also knows that Claire, her so-called good friend, actually made the call into the cops and told pretty much the cops everything that was going on in Dawn's life. So right now Dawn's kind of in a bad situation. She's kind of she's living her life, you can say, but emptily, like she's empty inside, you could say. Like her daughter's missing, the guy she loved cheated on her. It's just been hard, but she's picking up the pieces here and there. She's really focusing on herself. She's trying to get back well in school so that when she's out of school, she can go and fight for her daughter and try to get her daughter back. So yeah, but that's pretty much what's going on. Oh yeah, did I tell you guys that Kai is pregnant? That was one of the main reasons why she left too, because she didn't want her child to be born in a non-loving household. So that's another reason why Kai left. But yeah, she's pregnant with another baby. It was very random. It happened out of nowhere, and it kind of I don't know, it just happened. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with my current household. Like I said, a lot has happened, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, a lot of drama, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a crazy ride, but I'm 110% can't wait for it to continue. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Of course, leave your comments down below what you guys think should happen next and what you guys think is going on in this family, and if this family is crazy or not. And of course, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. As always, y'all know it. Have a great day / Gucci day / amazing day. Later, guys. Peace. Deuces out. Sayonara. Hey.